Welcome to What is Going On in the UC, and today we're going to talk about terrorism. Okay, so what is terrorism? Terrorism is an attempt to subdue somebody behaviorally by subduing them psychologically. It's a form of manipulation. It is an attempt to get people to change their behavior by manipulating them psychologically, by hanging over their head a threat, okay, or bringing them into a psychological state where they feel threatened. Now, the entire battle truly is psychological. How do we know that? Because Satan, Lucifer, angels, they're all spirits. They interact with us psychologically. And the biggest problem that we're talking about ever since the fall was terrorism. Who was first terrorized? Lucifer, that's right. He was the first being, the first person who was terrorized. And he was terrorized in his own intellect by the implications of having this Johnny-come-lately Adam come on the scene. Through his best calculations, he came up with this idea that he was going to lose, and he was terrorized by that. So, who was the first terrorist then? If Lucifer was the first person to be terrorized, who was the first terrorist? Now, if you say God, you are not a deep thinker. God did not terrorize Lucifer. If you said God, you are part of the problem. Lucifer terrorized himself because his mind was not clear and he did not understand everything that was going on. If he had questions about something that was going on, about the destiny of Adam and Eve, about his own destiny, who could he go and ask? He could go and ask God. He could go and ask Adam and Eve. If Adam and Eve didn't have the answer, did he have to tempt them? Did he have to scrape to the top of the pyramid and pull Adam and Eve down? No. So who's the first terrorist? Lucifer was the first person to be terrorized and the first terrorist. Even in our church, we have terrorists, okay? When you speak the truth, okay? And I'm not talking about trying to punish people. I'm not talking about self-righteousness, okay? I'm not talking about self-righteousness. But even if you were self-righteous and you were speaking the truth, and there's somebody who is on the wrong side of that truth. For example, let's say the truth is people should brush their teeth. In a room full of people, some of them don't brush their teeth, right? So you stand up at the pulpit and you say everybody should brush their teeth, right? Well, some people are going to say that, well, I don't brush my teeth. You're trying to marginalize me. Now, are you trying to marginalize the people that don't brush their teeth? No way. But those nuts who don't brush their teeth have to deal with this feeling that maybe you're trying to do that. They have no idea what you're trying to do. But they feel like Lucifer, that you're trying to do something to them. They are terrorized by their own thoughts. And they have a hard time processing that you're not actually trying to do something against them. You're trying to uphold the truth, right? But the way that they process it, they feel terrorized, okay? But they also think that you're terrorizing them. So then what do? Some of them may have the guts to come out of the closet, right? The no teeth brusher's closet, and say, well, I don't brush my teeth, and I'm just like everybody else, right? And that guy who stood up at the podium speaking against non-teeth brushing, I'm offended. I feel disrespected by that person. Aren't I your brother and sister? So then what happens is they actually start to manifest the second sphere of terrorism out of this psychological state that they're in. And so they get people to say, do you think that it's fair for him to try to make me feel like an outcast? And then this third person goes, no, it's not fair. Well, I've been offended by that person at the podium. Why doesn't he speak in a way to bring about more unity? You know, the stuff coming out of his mouth is absolutely deplorable. It's absolutely unacceptable that he would say something about people like me. Don't you agree? Are you like him? No, it's not fair. Now who's terrorizing? Actually, the person who doesn't brush their teeth is terrorizing this bystander. And this bystander is thinking, oh my God, if I don't unite with this person, he's going to feel offended by the fact that I'm not supporting him. So then they go, yeah, you don't really have to say harsh things like that at the podium. Now, the guy who doesn't brush their teeth and this third party guy, now they're both forming up a force against the person who actually told the truth at the podium. This is terrorism. This is spiritual, psychological terrorism. And this can happen in the church. The most glaring example is homosexuality. If somebody says, homosexuality is unnatural, and then the homosexuals say, dang, that guy's making me look like I am not making the wisest choices. How can you let him say this about me? Aren't we friends? I mean, does he have to say that hate speech? Oh no, I don't agree with hate speech. And yes, I love you. Of course we love our homosexual brothers and sisters. But when we cannot speak the truth because it makes them feel bad, plus we cannot speak the truth because they will label us, they will label us as antisocial. We're the ones terrorized by the threat of having this label basher or antisocial placed on us by the force of political correctness. So we cannot speak the truth, even if you're clear about the truth. Allowing somebody to label you as antisocial, well, you think you can live that down. But as your children and all the impressionable minds, the children of our movement and the children of the world, watch us be saddled with this label as antisocial, they will not want to grow to think like us or know the truth like us. They will want to side with what appears to be the side of righteousness, the side that doesn't make people feel bad. And here's the bottom line. Nobody made Lucifer feel bad. The circumstances made Lucifer feel bad. The fact that God has a plan made Lucifer feel bad. Because in God's plan, Father said after a certain number of generations, God is going to bless the angels in marriage as well. At his current state of awareness, Lucifer was terrorized. And it's because he only had partial knowledge. But I hope that you see the structure of this battle, okay? Because we are coming down to the final ends here. And people of righteousness are made to look like wicked people. People who are not respectful of God's principle are made to look like being disrespecting of God's principle is some kind of nobility or something. Okay, so we are in very strange times. We should not have this type of confusion in our church. Okay? We cannot afford, this whole world cannot afford for us to be confused. And there's a lot of this kind of confusion in the church. The world cannot afford for us to be confused. That is why everything that you count as an insult, there has to be a process that you go through to clarify it. The process that Lucifer would not go through. Lucifer should have asked God. If God says, I can't answer you right now, then Lucifer should have been patient. But Lucifer should not have tried to call God a liar. Lucifer should not have done that. Lucifer should not have tried to corral Eve to his side and Adam to his side. He should have looked at all the things that God has done with him in the past and drew from that as evidence that no, God is not doing this thing. Okay, he couldn't see that far. We certainly can. So we should be better. All right, talk to you later. Bye.